Have you ever broken your curfew as a kid? And like, how bad was it? Now, me being an Arab, time is a suggestion. Time is a vibe. Time is not a numerical value, simply put. You know what I mean? If you invite me at 3 p.m., I'm thinking it's in the afternoon. I'm not thinking I gotta see blank at 3 p.m. sharp. I'm thinking it's the afternoon. Khalas, I'll see them when I see them. As long as it's not after the sun sets, I'm good. I'm not even late. What do you mean? All that goes out the window the second your parents are the ones setting up that time. You know what I mean? When they say be there at 9 p.m., suddenly every Arab in the world knows exactly what 9 p.m. is, knows exactly how to get there at 8:55. You know what I mean? So I never broke curfew because I don't want to fuck around and find out what would happen to me. You know what I mean? So I would always make my plans during the day and by 8 p.m. tops. You know what I mean? So this one time, one of my friends from school goes up to me and she's like, Adib, it's my sweet 16th. Like, please, you've got to come. Everyone's coming, blah, 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 blah. And I was like, okay, when does it start? She was like, 9 p.m. I was like, 9? That's my curfew. And she was like, oh no, please, but come. It'll end midnight, 1 a.m., 2 a.m., 3 a.m. It really depends on my chaperones. Do you know what I mean? I was like, who's chaperoning? She's like, my parents, but they get drunk really quickly. I was like, So anyways, I didn't want to be the lame one that didn't get to go because literally everyone was going. So I go to my parents and I'm like, please. She's like, one of my best friends. She literally isn't. And I was like, please, everyone's gonna go, all this. So she eventually caves and she's like, okay, fine, you can go. But you can only leave at 8 p.m. and it's an hour away. So you leave at 8, you get there at 9, you leave at midnight, so you're back home by 1 a.m. tops. Because she's like, you know what, I'll give you 3 hours while you're there. But literally that's it. That's all I'm willing. I was like, you know what, I'll take that. I thought it was going to be a no. So honestly, getting 3 hours is more than 0. I'm good. I'm down. Thank you. I go to the party. The party was great. Everything was fun. It's now midnight. So now I'm running to the parking lot, trying to see my driver and get in the car, right? So I get into the car and I'm like, hey Sharik, his name is Sharik, right? He drives me to school. I was like, hey Sharik, how are you? Listen, Habibi, I know you always drive defensively and you care so much about me and all this business, but I'm gonna need you to throw all of that out the window. We're late and my mom's gonna actually rip me a new one if you don't fucking step on it. And he was like, okay. Mind you, he's met my mom before and he was like, oh, Madame gave you death threats? I was like, yeah. He's like, oh, let's step on it. I was like, yes, please, please. So now I'm in the car, I call my mom and I'm like, I'm on the way, don't worry. I send her a selfie with him, the whole 9 yards, right? Maybe 15 minutes pass by and I stop replying. Now, I'm going to give you the perspective of my mother starting from now, okay? So it's 12:30 now. My mom is like, okay, my son hasn't answered me in 15 minutes. That's a little bit weird. The driver won't answer me either. It's the weekend, so their company isn't answering either. And she's like, what the fuck happened? She started getting stressed. So she puts on her abaya, like a cloak type thing. And she goes outside, right? And she's biting her nails, trying to scan for cars, whatever. Now, our nosy Egyptian neighbor sees her outside. Mind you, it's literally 1:30 a.m. at this point. Why aren't you in bed, babes? Come on. So she sees my mom. She goes outside and she's like, oh, ازيك يا جهاد عامله ايه اخبارك عامله ايه, and how are you, what's going on, what are you doing out here so late, what's happening? And my mom's like, oh wallahi, and my son hasn't come back, he left for a party at 8 and he hasn't been back yet and now he's not even responding. And she's like, oh, you sent him to a party and you're shocked that he didn't come back? You're shocked that he didn't come back to oppression in the home? You're shocked? I was like, auntie, we have rapport, we have a vibe. I'm friends with your kids. I teach them English. Why are you throwing me under the bus right now? What's going on? She continues to rile my mom up, and my mom is starting to jump to conclusions. And my mom is a very much, quick to jump, you know? She started jumping to crazy conclusions. She was like, Khas, at this point, he's on the side of the road, dead probably. Probably crazy car accident. And that's probably why he's not replying. I don't even know what to do. Blah, 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 blah. And then she was like, you know what? No. That son of a bitch, that son that I gave birth to, that son of a bitch, he's still at that party, isn't he? He's still at that motherfucking party. So now she's Facebook stalking all my friends, trying to see who's still active on Facebook, posting for the party, trying to catch me, but I'm still in the car, right? Then she jumped to the biggest conclusion. She was like, oh my God, haram, they took his organs. I'm sure, that he's been kidnapped and they're taking his organs. And these poor dealers, they don't even know he's defective. He was born with a shitty heart and barely a lung attached, Fast forward another hour, and at this point, my mom has lost it, right? It is 1:30 a.m. at this point. I'm 30 minutes late. I'm not responding. The driver isn't responding. No one's replying. She's literally Khalas, I'm about to start planning a funeral. What is going on, right? So now she's desperate. She's like, let me get outside of the neighborhood and let me go on the main street and see if maybe the car's broken down somewhere or something like that, right? So she starts walking at 1:30 a.m. and like in the middle of the street, just trying to look for the stupid fucking car, and she finds it at the end of the street. She starts running because she's like, oh my god, the car is off, it's in the distance, like what is going on, right? She's running, and the closer she's getting, the more details she's seeing, and she's like, oh my god, all the car windows are like down, all the way down, but I'm not seeing any people inside, what the fuck? So she's like running, she finally gets to the car, and she like looks in, and she finds both seats down all the way. I'm fully asleep like this, and the driver is like my mom was like, I stared at you asleep in front of me for a good 5 minutes, just contemplating, like, do I end his life? Like, do I actually catch a case over this? Like, I'm actually willing at this point, because why the fuck are you asleep and not responding to your fucking phone? All I remember is just waking up because I was like, someone's pulling me in the middle of the street like this back home. I wake up and I'm like, Mama, it's Fee. Like, what's going on? She's like, do you know what time it is? Do you know how late you are? Do you know that you were just fucking sleeping in a fucking random person's car, like, for the past hour? Are you fucking kidding me? And I was like, well, I just passed out. Like, how's that my problem? And then she was like, why didn't you tell the driver to wake you up? And I was like, I don't know. Did you ask him? She's like, I did. But he just tried to whisper, wake you up. How's that going to wake you up? I was like, how's that my fault? She's like, yeah, could be a حيوان ابن 66 زفت. Why the fuck were you asleep? I was like, Mama, that's not my fault. You know, luckily it was fine. It was fine in the end. I did get all my electronics taken away and I was grounded for a little bit, but it was fine, you know. No blood was shed. Alhamdulillah.